For many of those that attended his funeral this morning, Bert Bank will primarily be remembered as a true American hero. We are free because of the sacrifices he and others like him made. Surviving the Bataan Death March was nothing short of a miracle. But for some, it was what he did after World War II that changed our lives. Bert came back to Tuscaloosa to get into the radio business, putting WTBC on the air, a station that would go on to play rock and roll hits for 3 decades and give hundreds of bright-eyed young people a chance to spin the turntables, open up the golden mic at the green concrete block building on 15th Street, and live the dream. At Bert's funeral today, the band of radio brothers were together again. Even though many live in places far away from Tuscaloosa, they are bonded forever by the fraternity that was Tuscaloosa's Big 1230. You see, Bert Bank's radio station gave us our wonder years.
Well, in my years at WTBC and what we call the 15th Street School of Broadcasting, there were so many interesting characters, including James Spann and Dave Baird. Many things that I couldn't ever think about telling on the air, but a great number of character building things, and it was really more about that than about anything else. The character, the camaraderie, the friendships that we built in those years together are irreplaceable.
My biggest memory was the way I got hired, James. I was in school at the university, and I met a guy that worked out there, and they were looking for a midnight man, and I had this high school dream of being a rock and roll disc jockey, much like yourself. And we got together, and Russ Chappell, the program director, hired me. I'm probably the only man that Bert ever gave a raise to automatically, because between the time they hired me and the time I went to work, the minimum wage went up.
You know, it was amazing. I am notoriously early in arriving at a stadium for any game, regardless of home and away. I'd get there, Bert would already be there. I'd sit down, and Bert would sit down next to me and just start talking about other broadcasters, about how this could be done better, this is going well, do this, try that. We would talk about the history of the business. It was like sitting, and it was not like, it was sitting with a Hall of Famer, a broadcast historian, a man who was passionate about the business, and that's something you can't buy. That was part of what Bert Bank meant to me and to this network, and of course to the state. A very, very special and passionate man about the university.
30. You know, it was the most exciting time of my life, and you know, you always look back and think things are golden years, but they really were. It was a lot of fun. In fact, I have a small haiku for Bert Bank. Poor disc jockeys, 10-cent an hour raise. Bert Bank, making big bucks. Graduating from the 15th Street School of Broadcasting, priceless.